So with Amazon, there's a variety of different models that you can use to source products to sell on Amazon, but they're not all the right. Let's just say that each method is not right for everyone, and they all have their particular strategies and particular requirements to be successful. So we want to focus on wholesale, and this is a key distinction with wholesale compared to like private label that we talked about last week, is that this key distinction is that each of these product sourcing models feature primarily selling existing products on Amazon or products that are new to Amazon. With private label, you are creating your own branded products. That means you go and source a product from a supplier or manufacturer. That product, even though there may be similar products, that product with your brand name on it has never been on Amazon before, and it is a product that is new to Amazon. With arbitrage, wholesale, much of wholesale, we are finding products that already are on Amazon, and we find a supplier to purchase that product from to sell on Amazon. It's a key distinction: existing products, products new to Amazon. So here's kind of the difference between the two. With new products like your own brand, there's generally much larger quantity requirements, something called an MOQ, minimum order of quantity, and it's often in the hundreds or thousands of a single product. You'll have to create a new product page when you're bringing that product to Amazon. You'll have to advertise that product. Amazon has so many products now, about 2/3 of a billion products, that if that product doesn't already have traction, if it's not already found in search, you're going to have to advertise to make it so it can be found in search. There's intensive product and supplier research, and you're going to have to negotiate with those suppliers, with those manufacturers, over the quantity, size, the way it's shipped, the way that product is designed, all of that. It's a big deal. And if you watched last week, hopefully you understand that. Where with existing products, these would be products that are well-known brand names like DeWalt or New Balance or Dove or Dole, or there's thousands and thousands of brand names that you recognize. Those products are being sold on Amazon. You can find a supplier to provide you with that product. It can be a retail store, it can be a wholesale supplier, and you can sell that in much smaller quantities. The listings already exist on Amazon. You don't have to create a new product page. You don't necessarily have to advertise at all. And especially with arbitrage, you shouldn't be advertising that product, at least not to get it to rise up to the top of search. That's the reason we advertise in private label. It's simple product research. You just have to find a supplier for that product. Easy ordering, faster turnaround, and much less risk with this. So with arbitrage, now these are the two models we're talking about it with existing products. Amazon arbitrage, you're doing online retail arbitrage, local retail arbitrage. Again, you can buy in very small quantities. In fact, we say we like you to go wide, especially as you're learning how to sell on Amazon. So you sell a lot of a wide variety of different types of products. So you spread out your risk is a good way of putting it. Just like mutual funds, you know how you invest in a mutual fund, you're buying lots of stocks. With arbitrage, it's the same type of approach. You're really spreading your capital amongst lots of different products. So here you could see my wife, Terry, and I in a store. We've got a lot of different products there. And that's the advantage of doing both online and local retail arbitrage. Now, wholesale, you're also selling products that exist on Amazon. You can bring new products, but we're talking here today specifically about existing products on Amazon. So your risk is a little higher because you have to purchase in larger quantities with wholesale, generally in case lots. Usually you're buying 12 or 24 or sometimes larger quantities than that, and they often have minimum order quantities or dollar amounts, like $100 or $200 or $300 per order. And you also have to seek out wholesale distributors. So there's an additional skill involved with wholesale sourcing. Both arbitrage, wholesale sourcing models use the same method to evaluate those products on Amazon. whether you're doing online or using your computer here to and an app like AZ Insight, or you have your smartphone and you're looking at products in the store, you're using the same method to evaluate those products. This is different than private label. We're using existing data that's easily found on Amazon. And if you look at the Amazon seller app here, you'll see that it has the demand for the product in the sales rank. It gives you the product quality from the review ratings here. You see the selling price and subtract your fees from there so you understand what your net profit is. And it also shows you your direct competitors, whether it's Amazon, other FBA sellers, or even merchant fulfilled sellers. You can see who you're competing against. This is easily found. Let's do a comparison here a little further between arbitrage and wholesale sourcing. Remember, we're talking about existing listings on Amazon. So with arbitrage sourcing, it's small quantities. You can buy as few as 1 unit if you wanted to do that. And we often recommend for new sellers that you buy 3, 5, 6 units, keep it small, and as I mentioned earlier, go wide rather than deep in your products. Well, wholesale sourcing, a little more risk here, a little more investment because they generally have case lot minimums. With arbitrage sourcing, you're always doing existing listings. You're looking at Amazon first for products that exist. And if it doesn't exist, you just pass that by. Wholesale sourcing, yes, we want you to do existing listings, but you do have the option of bringing a new product to Amazon that hasn't been there before. So that is possible with wholesale sourcing. Arbitrage sourcing, no advertising is needed. And if you only have 5 units, probably there isn't any reason to do advertising for it. We do suggest an all ASIN campaign, which is kind of like a big overview of just putting a small, very small ad on all of your products certainly helps, but you don't have to invest a lot of capital into advertising. With wholesale sourcing, if you're bringing new products or if it's a product that you're going to repeatedly sell again and again and again, you may choose to invest some money into advertising to help boost the rate of sales of that product. Arbitrage sourcing, you're only researching the product. Is this product profitable? Remember the existing data that I was showing you? You're looking at those 4 factors of demand, of your competition, of product quality, and your profitability. With wholesale sourcing, you still have to do that same product research, but you also have to do some research to find distributors that can sell that or that you can purchase that product from. So it's a little more intense for doing product research. A little more skill is required. Arbitrage sourcing is a very fast turnaround. You could purchase a product from a local retail store and be sending it into Amazon that day. It can be that fast. In fact, if you're listing it merchant fulfilled, you could be selling the product, have a sale on it the very same day that you purchase the product by listing it merchant fulfilled. With wholesale sourcing, those products are often scheduled. The delivery is often scheduled. And sometimes it could be many months out. And you might be paying for the product up front or paying a deposit on that product and not receive that product for weeks, if not months later. So there's more of an investment there with wholesale sourcing. Arbitrage, less predictability in sourcing. Here's one of the advantages that wholesale has and why many people say, well, I want to do wholesale because of the predictability. With arbitrage, you go to a store and you buy what they have. With wholesale sourcing, there is an opportunity to buy it again and again and again. The store may run out of stock. It may have been a clearance item. It may have been on sale. You don't have the same opportunity in the future. With wholesale sourcing, we assume that we'll be able to buy that product at that price repeatedly. So that offers us more consistency. But there's one other piece about wholesale sourcing in the comparison to arbitrage that is a big, big deal. And that's with wholesale sourcing, you have to apply for a buyer's account from that wholesale distributor, that supplier or distributor. You can't just go to their website and go through their checkout. You can't just walk up to the wholesale supplier, grab a bunch of stuff, put it in your cart, and go pay for it and leave. It doesn't work that way. You have to apply to sell that product. Start with arbitrage first, learn the business, learn how to source products, how to manage your sales, how to handle FBA, all of that. Build that base with arbitrage. And then in the future, you can start seeking out some of those wholesale suppliers.
It used to be said, if you're not online, you're not in business. That's from like 15 years ago. All right. Now it's that if you're not on Amazon, you're not in business.
Regardless of that big dream, you've got to build a foundation. You have to have a business that has cash flow.
You need more cash? Go out and source some more. Shove those products into Amazon. What's going to spit out the other end is profit. It's that simple, isn't it?
Then they start looking at it as, this really is a system. So how can I add more to my system? How can I start to scale this?
That's why this is so integral, each pillar leading up sequentially to that long-term reliable business.
These are the real assets then that somebody who wants to buy a business, this is what they look for.
This is the brand launcher, the career launcher, the income launcher. It's a beautiful thing. And I know you're going to love what this can do for you. You're going to get a vision. You're going to get a vision to grow your business, to sell it for a profit. Kind of show your pals, your friends, your family.
Yes, you can make $1 million just selling on Amazon alone.